There he is.
Just kill it with fire. Like, what? Renekton is, there it is, the
Look how happy he looks.
Yeah, the R5
Renekton. It's me again.
Oh man, R5 Renekton.
We were talking about this in the beginning. I saw him practicing it.
Yeah.
And they were on blue side, or rather red side first, so, you know, he essentially wanted to pick this into a counter matchup of some champion that Nuguri likes to play. The Wukong was available. Jace was banned. Those are his two most played. But his Camille is 1-0. So interesting that he sticks with the Renekton. And that is going to be very interesting to see if he just gets clapped in the top lane, or if he can actually do anything up against Nuguri.
Well, the thing is that the Lee Sin is a very random pick that doesn't really do a whole bunch except in isolation to the Olaf. But the Varus and the Twisted Fate have obscene amounts of wave clear. They also have the ability to poke against the opponents. Sett is going to basically act as a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
And then you have Camille and Twisted Fate, who should try to do something that DRX could not find a solution to after 6 times in a row, which is actually split push. On the flip side, you have a, I don't even really know what kind of a team composition. This again is a solo QE-esque brawler, wants to fight team comp that really peaks at 2 items and then falls right off of a cliff.
Yeah.
And Slummit.
It's like a moving tank that can't really move that fast.
It has a Renekton
at all. Yeah, well, I mean, like a physical, like a real life tank, right?
Okay.
It like moves as a unit. It's very dense, right? You got a lot of shielding in there, some tanky members, but also a decent amount of damage as well. Like a tank.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you spell tank?
T-E-N-C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you never spelled
yeah,
tank
I
before?
never spelled that one. Yeah. Wanted your counsel.
Yeah, just letting you know.
What is that? In the, you see it to the left of the LCK flag right here.
Right when you went to point.
Right when I went to point to you, yeah. The camera, see, it knew it was trying to hide.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I was trying to hide from you.
Yeah.
Lost sight no more.
Honestly, I understand it. It's not really that big of a deal. So, right here, we always trusted him. Fly is a high ceiling player.
Wow, short and sweet.
Yeah, very sweet.
It's kind of like saying, we like this rookie. He has a lot of potential. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's good, I guess.
Well, down here in bottom lane, not a big fan of this Varus skin. I don't know your feelings on it, but
yeah,
I'll try to shill for skins. Like right there, we have Cyrax on Nautilus, which Sector just got released in 10.14, the new Nautilus skin.
Okay.
You have no idea what I said. It's totally fine.
I feel like you're just making up random like sci-fi terms. It's not even associated with any pop culture at all.
It's totally fine. Well, meanwhile, up in top lane, Renekton, in theory, should be okay against the Camille, but if Camille ever gets ahead, then things just are very, very bad news bears. So, Nuguri, rather than opting for a cheater recall, pushes in the wave, gets intel on Olaf instead, and so now is going to play out the lane as normal. Not a whole lot happening here. Lee Song just continuing to farm up. LCK total.
Oh, okay. We're getting optimistic. The flash forward, and the last auto nearly got him. And, well, that's not going to land, and now BeryL might just go down here. He's going to be exhausted, and Mystic is just out of range, but there you go. The passive comes in. That's going to be a second kill onto Ghost. Double kill to the Aphelios. And just like that, Afreeca get a massive lead here in this game.
I just don't even... Their jungler's pathing bottom. They know Olaf is top. Waves I can't. I really... 911.
Leeson.
911, please. Oh, man.
Spirit just ignores him and he smites it. He's like, oh yeah, you've got double buff too.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Well, Canyon is going to now pick up the Scuttle Crab, and now Nuguri's getting, well, the wave's coming in, but getting zoned out of a little bit, and so because the wave is going into Nuguri anyway, Kiin just takes it. What is happening, man? Nuguri forced to use his hook shot to get away. The wave is still coming in, so he's going to teleport and he'll be fine.
Yeah. This, interesting flash.
Yeah, the flash makes no sense because they had already won the trade, and it just confuses me so much. BeryL obviously thinking that his haymaker would hit, but then just getting... I mean, I wish I could really say that Afreeca did something really nice there, but really... They did basically the minimum that's expected, and then were rewarded for it.
Yeah, and they were behind in the beginning of the trade.
Yes, so Ghost and BeryL with a very big blunder. Now right here, these two minion waves are piled up. When the third wave gets here, they should use the third wave, joining with these two waves to hard shove into the Aphelios and the Nautilus, and then just go and get a recall off. And at that point, you can come back to lane with a Dirk, maybe something else, and then you're against the BF sword. And that would be a little bit better because then the waves are coming back into you, you can fight on your terms. Instead, we're gonna slow push in bottom, not do that instead, and stay in the lane with a item deficit. So.
And no TP.
And no TP. Excellent. That's a cherry on top.
Yeah, he used that one
I wish I could
already.
eat ice cream.
Yeah, well, no ice cream today. And yeah, now that bottom lane for Afreeca, you can see that they're setting up a very nice spot where this is going to be awkward for BeryL and Ghost to approach. It's pretty far down the lane. They're going to call Canyon over to protect a little bit. And it's just not a great feeling for the bottom lane, obviously, after getting double killed. But going to try to go for this push and then back, I would suppose. Not much else happening here in the mid lane just yet. Spirit on a ward. Not sure if it spotted him, though, because that's not actually in the brush.
See that, right?
Yeah, what is that thing?
Isn't that's really weird? I've never seen that
waterfall.
Before.
What is that?
Yeah, what are the lights inside of the waterfall? Above Olaf's head. Someone's gonna clip it. Yeah.
You guys have to see this.
I've never noticed that animation before.
Neither have I. We've been playing this game for so long. Well, Nuguri had kind of like a sixth sense. He was not really pushing, and he was just hanging around the tri-brush. So maybe he did actually see Olaf with the ward, but unsure. The early game has really slowed down after that. DWG just kind of taking a back seat after losing the bottom side. And Afreeca just farming it out for now.
And, well, Afreeca, with their advantage right now, I mean, they're going to be content to just continue to farm this out. And with Spirit being so far ahead inside of the jungle in terms of EXP, that's going to be really good. He'll be able to ding 9 first and then get the accelerated XP gains, which would be quite nice. He's going to circumvent eating his entire camps, even though his bot lane is completely safe right now, while getting off the crash, so... Not a... yeah.
Yeah. He goes up, spots the scuttle is there, and is he trying to get that mountain drake? It looks like he is.
It looks like he is going to go on the mountain.
But he's on vision, so we'll see how Canyon does. He's going to try to go for the steal here. Rotation coming over. In goes Canyon. The Q's on the Spirit. It's not what you were looking for, and now he is not going to be in range. Down will go the mountain over to the side of Afreeca. That's going to be a nice start with their Olaf. They get going.
Well, DWG, at this point in time, they are looking to make something happen with TF, and so what ShowMaker's doing is he's just moving into Fog of War, left-hand side, makes Kiin respect it. And you can see Nuguri's confidence. Has the call with the longsword. He already has 41 stacks into it. Swiftness boots and Catalyst on ShowMaker. Mystic with Draven and Kog'Maw in his inventory right now. Honestly, Aphelios is just a Pokemon trainer. And the other champions, they're just his Pokemon. That's actually all that's happening.
He turns them into guns.
Yeah.
And then he just uses them for his benefit.
Oh, well, it looks like Ghost is gonna, yeah.
Okay.
And he's gonna get zoned off the cannon. So, the reason that Mystic... Oh, he doesn't get zoned off, yeah. And now Mystic can take that wave, and Ghost doesn't have TP, so he could freeze.
It's kind of awkward. ShowMaker is here, but Nuguri from the jungle is going to get on top of Fly and immediately take him out. Not sure how Nuguri got here so fast, but now he's going to be burst down.
Oh!
This is going to be a nice trade going the way.
Oh!
Nice! Oh, that flash was incredible! As double kill comes in and Canyon just unbelievably stomps that mid. Skirmish, that was crazy.
That was like an anime. I'm not sure.
What am I watching?
That was, you know, all right. I mean, I guess in those instances, it looks a little nice to have a Lee Sin in the game with the Pog kick. It's all for show. That is exactly what it is. But meanwhile, down here in bot lane, Mystic elected not to freeze, and so Ghost is getting CS that he otherwise would not have been able to walk up and achieve, or consume, get, eat, what, I can't speak.
Eat.
Eat's fine, that's what
Eat
they say
the
in Korea.
minions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like hungry, hungry hippos.
Yeah.
The champions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just gobble them up. We gotta see this again.
Yeah. So let's take a look at what happened. So, Nuguri able to come in flying from the jungle. They kill Fly. Now, right here, ShowMaker, because Ragnarok's active, he should actually let it cycle the blue card for more damage, given that the stun doesn't actually do anything. And look at the kick.
That flash in front of the dredge line. Wow. Yeah, a lot of these DWG players, they are insane mechanical beasts, and Canyon does it, BeryL does it. We've seen him do it before on the Thresh. It's pretty insane these players are capable of.
And right now, ShowMaker is trying to keep the waves shoved in at this point in time. As, all right, goal difference over time. They have managed to almost negate it. Now, Nuguri could, no, we're not.
He's got this ability that like sweeps in a fan, and it clears the minions pretty effectively.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that instead.
And it's not like there's a Rift Herald or anything on the left-hand side, so like you have a Lee Sin coming up and you want to make a gank happen, and he has control wards, which means that he could just control ward the river brush, and then if you're freezing and Renekton walks up for the wave, it's a very easy gank setup. This requires Kiin to make a mistake in order to make the gank work. So,
well, this is a 3-on-1. Kiin is going to get pretty far ahead, and down he will go. Here comes Fly and Spirit, though, trying to 2v3 rather. As okay, Spirit on the Olaf, showing exactly what that champion is capable of. Fly tries to get in there with the ignite, but he's got a Lee Sin nearby, and Fly is also going to go down. As I feel like the dominoes are falling one by one extremely rapidly after they got styled on in the mid lane.
Well, DWG now are just going to summon the Rift Herald up in top lane. And this is going to be a very far ahead Camille. There's probably zero chance Renekton will try to just keep the wave in front of his tier 2 top turret and then hold it there indefinitely. When the replay comes up, I think that a lot of people are wondering, well, what's the mistake? And we'll talk about that when that happens. As we're just waiting for that, because we would assume that it would come up before the dragon, as there's a little bit of downtime with people recalling.
Yeah.
And no, Spirit is just going to actually start it up. As top wave getting shoved out right now. Spirit's just going to pick this up. And now, if you're a DWG gaming fan, ideally, you're getting Ocean.
Infernal.
Infernal is going to come up. And Ocean would just make it pretty impossible for you to lose, even if Afreeca gets their green fights. Now, the reason this is a mistake is because the wave is coming into Kiin, and Kiin can just let that happen. He doesn't have to take the trade. So he doesn't need to be standing where he's standing. He doesn't need to take this team fight. ShowMaker goes for the gold card again against Ragnarok, should be blue, for the extra damage because the stun doesn't do anything. But
oh, you stopwatch too.
the issue here is that they're accounting for Kiin to make the mistake before it happens.
Double.
We got him.
And then right here, the blue card could have been locked in right away.
He's just saying like, yeah. He's
방어.
responding. He's calling for the shield.
Yeah, shield.
죽여버려.
Let's kill him. And yeah. It sounded like he was listening to what his teammates were saying because he was like, yeah.
But we couldn't
Probably.
hear them for some reason.
That's what they do. They try to highlight the one voice, so they kind of cut out all the other.
Weird. In a way.
Well, because the players are all
the play should be audible. Don't you think?
yeah, part of the play, I guess.
Part of the play should be audible.
But there's going to be a lot of voices, so it can be confusing. But I mean, I think it does make sense. BeryL on the Sett is going to get knocked up here. Here comes TF though, and Sett is just going to go in there and smack his face down. Mystic is going to get 1v1 by a Sett, essentially. And now DAMWON ahead of the play. That is going to be the exhaust coming in. That is a big kick for the double knockup. As in will go Sett, essentially sacrificing his life. Canyon is having an unbelievable game of Lee Sin here.
Juggle.
Yeah, nice try. Not quite enough damage, though, as they don't commit to it. But that is another big play in favor of DAMWON.
And, I mean, DAMWON are just, they're snowballing so quickly in this game. Let's take a look at this one more time. Ben and Mystic, they set up this play onto BeryL. They had Spirit here as well. And the Haymaker, point-blank range. BeryL introduces... you know, honestly, there was a Reddit thread once, how strong is Sett? Well, he just picked up 200 years. I'm not even sure how much that weighs, but the kick comes in, Spirit ends up getting knocked into the world, and then Canyon does a really good juggle with the turret aggro in an attempt to kill Fly.
Yeah, he probably would have died if he took one more. So, seemed correct in that moment. His other two teammates didn't want to dive and potentially give some, you know, karma with a W and a shield or something could maybe survive, and it might get a little bit dicey. So might as well just take the win. ShowMaker has 11 stacks on Medai's that he bought before that fight happened. So he's able to pick up, I suppose, a couple of assists off of the back of that one.
And he has the bonus movement speed now, so with swiftness boots and once he gets the Lich Bane, he is going to be cruising around the map. 5,000 gold lead right now in DAMWON. They're going to get Infernal, most likely, as, okay, we got a little bit of a fight here. Support versus jungle. Spirit will deal a lot of damage to BeryL, but it is Sett, so he will end up healing that back up. I believe he has some potions running. Take a look at the levels, though. ShowMaker an entire level and a half ahead of Fly in the mid lane, and that is going to stick. Canyon is also about an entire level for Spirit, and now he will be. Yeah,
he is just all over the map. I mean, obviously he's 7-0. Now he's about to hit Legendary. Okay, so that's the reason why he's doing insane damage. Gonna throw out that cheeky little Volibear, and he's just everywhere. And I don't know if they think this is safe. This is not safe. Running through your own jungle. As, okay, the Q is going to miss, though, and now BeryL has gone pretty far forward, but he is Sett, so he's not too worried. Oh, okay, that's good. Oh, Moonlight Vigil just barely missing.
Yeah.
Nuguri, awkward spot here, but he is Camille. He's going to accept the 1v1 for now, but he's kiting him back. Looking to get over the wall.
Yeah.
Going to win the damage trade, as Ghost is getting 3 XP down in the bottom.
It just feels like one of those games where you're so outclassed, where action's constantly happening and you just can't stop the bleeding. And right now it does not look like Afreeca is going to get any aid, and given that there's not even like a soul point that they could hope to help coagulate the blood here for them, it's not looking too good for Afreeca. As Spirit, I mean, he just runs headfirst into the jungle for no real reason. His mid laner is so far behind, he should never be trying to make plays like this, and then Kiin even is down quite a bit in the XP department. So everything just falling apart.
Yeah. Remember when the bottom lane went for a really boneheaded play and they gave a double kill to the Aphelios? That feels like years ago, if I may. You know, maybe like 2 or 3.
All right. Not a big deal.
Definitely not 200. Yeah. Well, it wasn't that long ago. But it certainly does feel like that little play is having 0 effect on this game. Like, it doesn't matter how fed Mystic is right now, unless they can really extend this game.
And this is one of the other strengths of Varus, is that his items come online faster because they're cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And so his power is very, very gross. And right now, it doesn't matter, like you said, Mystic, he's 2-1-1. He just got his second core item, but the Infernal Dragon already went over to DAMWON. So there's nothing causing DAMWON to fight right now. Unless it's going to be on their terms. Go's getting some chip damage here in mid lane, but not a whole lot of action happening. 7,000 gold lead for them with the better dragon relative to how it will scale.
Yeah, and they're just gonna stack them up. I think. I don't think they're gonna try to get in their faces. And look at this, DRX.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a pretty good strategy. You guys may have heard of it.
Let me take a look at the minimap here. Let me show you where they should really be looking at. Right there.
Oh, mid lane?
Yeah.
Just run it down?
5 in there. 5.
5 mid?
5 members mid.
Okay.
ASAP. K-Ram.
Yeah. It does. It feels like they just really wanted the action, you know? They just did not want to split push. Especially that last play. There was like a minion wave on the inhibitor turret. I was watching that with my face in my hands. Anyway, not to talk too much about different teams. DWG is playing the split push very well for right now. I mean, there's no real objective except the Baron, so they can just win the side lanes and just go from there.
So they can keep doing these plays over and over and over, and everything will just be fine because they're outscaling their opponents as long as they stick to the 1-3-1. They're absolutely outscaling. The Lee Sin will be more worthwhile than Olaf. I mean, it doesn't take much. You just have to be able to breathe. And then the Aphelios, unfortunately, won't ever be rewarded unless the opponents all suddenly become of one mind and decide to DRX it straight on top of it.
Yeah, we kind of, unfortunately for DRX, created a new verb after yesterday's games for how not to split push. And you can see that the only gold lead that Afreeca still have, somehow, is in the 80 carry position. That's because of the early game, of course, and the plates from the pressure that Aphelios got from that win. But other than that, massive wins. You can see just how crazy TF can get. He's nearly 4,000. Oh, he's already over 4,000 gold ahead of the Karma. He's level 15 to level 13. He is so valuable right now. His net worth is gigantic.
Yeah, it really is. And okay, Varus. Yeah, stonks. His stonks are definitely up right now.
Yeah, look at him. 13 stacks on his Magi's.
So if there were one thing that we could talk about that DWG could do in order to force Afreeca's hand and force them into an unfavorable position, it would be to freeze one of the 5. That would literally be it, because then you also have Destiny Gate, and you can just teleport on top of the opponent or force them to come to you because they're bleeding out of a side lane. So right now, Renekton, he keeps getting all the waves, even though Camille is too, and we can say that, okay, well, DAMWON is fine here. If Camille just froze bot lane once, Renekton, all of a sudden, Kiin's comms are, I can't go bot. We have to fight. And then his teammates say, well, we can't fight, we'll lose. And they're like, okay, we can do Baron. And then
what?
Yeah, no, wait, what? Guys, I don't think this is the answer.
Canyon, okay. Not sure about that one. Seems like a pretty nice win for Afreeca to get the 7-0 Lee Sin's flash away so that he'll have a little bit less assassination power against your Aphelios. Canyon feeling it right now, obviously. And had he landed the Q, I'm not even not too skeptical that he might have been able to just 100-0 the Aphelios, but not necessary 100%. So he's able to back away. We have the Infernal Drake available, and it looks like Lee Sin Canyon here is just going to go ahead and solo it.
And, well, just gonna, all right, let's see. Varus, 280. Watch it swap right over to, all right, that's fine. Okay, 11 AD. That's not bad. Okay?
It's quite good.
Nah, not bad at all. And Twisted Fate probably got half a longsword too, himself. And he autos a lot in team fights. So there's some value there.
Yeah, not to mention Varus and Camille, obviously.
Yeah,
Even the Sett, you know, can get in there, auto a bit.
So, definitely a good dragon for DAMWON. And at this point, there's really not much for Afreeca to do. If DAMWON wants to be so catered.
Okay, they're just going to burst down Kiin. But again, there is Karma. That's a nice chain of corruption right onto Ben. He is toast. As eventually he goes down there. Nuguri going to catch another one. Spirit didn't want to use his Ragnarok, and he is actually going to hold on to it. As casually, DAMWON just move forward and engage. Smooth as butter. Not able to get the kill onto the Croc, but they're still able to get a nice little advantage there, and now they're just going to go for the Baron.
They're going to kill the Blast Cone. That way they cannot get Baron stolen away from them as easily by an Olaf. This one has Flash, though. Yankos did not. All right, here we go.
Well, BeryL is going to get low, but it doesn't matter. He's set. Mystic doing a nice amount of damage in that back line. He's going to be able to nearly take out Nuguri. Spirit in the front line. He's got a Karma. As well, that Moonlight Vigil wasn't what you were looking for. As can they burst through the shield? Yes, they can. One gold card and a dream. It's a very realistic dream, though, as they're just going to take out that Aphelios like he meant absolutely nothing. Nuguri returning to the split push. There's no Renekton, and they're just going to get to work on the Baron that is rightfully theirs.
And they're going to be able to pick that one up. This is going to be an extremely fast victory for DAMWON. Baron goes over to them, and the gold lead is just so gigantic. Let's take a look at how this all transpired. So, Afreeca felt like the time is now. Nuguri goes over the wall onto Kiin, deletes about 85% of his HP. Ben just gets locked down. And DRX is just doing very, very good slow and steady execution. Caitlyn and Kog'Maw on Mystic, switches over to Cog, and then everyone running forward. Really nice face breaker, and then a defensive superflex to actually reposition, as Camille even managed to get away from Mystic. Mystic looks surprised, actually, by that, as the cleanse very late. And, yeah, 200 gears, not enough, it seems.
Yeah. ShowMaker with one gold card in Blitzbane. He took away immediately 30% of Mystic's health. And then there was a shield, and it still didn't matter because the cards were flying out, the wild cards. You got the Canyon, who's now legendary, and who has essentially just, it almost looked like he was playing a solo queue game in the early game. I mean, he was just smurfing on the enemy team and even his own team. He looked so much better than his own team in the very early game and carried them hard. And here we go, 1-3-1. Imagine that.
And we'll see what ends up happening, as I can't imagine a world where Afreeca ever manages to realistically defend this push. They are down 15,000 gold almost at 28 minutes. And their team composition has a Renekton, so.
And don't forget about Olaf.
Yeah. 2 peas in a pod.
I know. The duo, they love hanging out together, but they're not good for each other. Well, that's going to be all of the inhibitors falling. And they still have Baron. Remember, their Baron power play was 4th in the league. It's actually going to be above what they had as an average. So they're gonna gain some more stats. Says, okay, see you later, Mystic. Oh, he is gonna survive actually, but finally he goes down. Will the Lee Sin die? Is the only question I have, and the answer is going to be absolutely not. A clean sweep ace as DAMWON crushed Afreeca in this one. We're gonna have a little bit of Gangnam Style after that game.